So off the back of that, you ended up getting a test drive in the current Williams
the
F1
Williams
car.
that was the fully active
93
Williams
car.
Renault, yeah, which I
Proper.
think won every race that year.
Oh yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was the.
Apart from
it's when Prost was champion.
it was Prost and Hill.
Yeah.
Senna won at Donington, but it was a non-championship round in a McLaren. You remember it was wet.
Yes,
Donington.
yeah, the famous race, the European Grand Prix, wasn't it? Was that a non-championship round? It was certainly a European Grand Prix.
So
it was
in that case,
wasn't
they
it?
didn't win every race, did they?
Yeah.
He won that one.
No, I think he might have won Adelaide that year as well.
Right.
He was always
Anyway,
there or
the car
thereabouts.
won 12 out of 14 races,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that like
Probably
to drive
the
then?
best ever F1 car. Do you know what? It was a great privilege and a thrill, but the car was actually easy
Was
to
it?
drive. Yeah. I don't know how fast I went because David, yeah, that was it. It was a Paul Ricard. So David Coulthard was the test driver. He did 10 laps in the morning just to make sure it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the rest of the day with, and Kenny Brack also, who'd won Renault Championship in Europe.
Okay.
He drove on that day as well, the same car. I went quicker than David, but we're not racing. He's making sure the car's all right. I went quicker than Kenny, who then lied all over the press in Sweden, said he was the quickest. But,
Right, okay.
yeah, which I found out later, again, grainy old picture. The car did a lot for you.
Right.
Fully active suspension, servo brakes, power steering.
ABS?
No, not ABS.
Traction?
Yeah, traction control. You could change the ride height while you were going.
Right.
As well as it's active, you could manually lift it or lower it. So it had 2 slider gauges on the dash, just with detents, 1 to 10.
Okay.
So each one is 1 mil. One's the front, one's the back. So you could change the car.
So you could adjust the handling of it. So you could put a bit more rake on then. Yeah,
or less.
Yeah.
But the car did that by itself as well. So the car could be different for every corner. They programmed it. They could make it lean in. They can make it lean out if they wanted.
That's
they can make it lean
amazing.
the wrong way. And when it came into the pits, it used to lift up.
So you could get a jack underneath
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Because they ran really low. Then, if you remember, the year after that was the year Senna was killed, and then they raised the cars with the plank. But before that, they were completely on the deck.
Were they?
They were as low as you can. I mean, you can see how low that car is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper cars though.
Yeah,
I mean, like the sound of them was amazing.
V10.
But so you were slightly underwhelmed in terms of you thought it was
No,
going to be an
I wasn't.
animal.
I'm not. No,
But you just thought
I
it was
wasn't
going to be
underwhelmed.
harder to drive. You mean, or what?
Not a problem. I thought.
Right.
It was wet, so obviously the cornering forces are not that high.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't find it too difficult with the limited running I got, with no comparison on the day.
How fast was Seen?
Is
Was that nearly flat?
Well, you build up to it. It should have been, yeah.
But that'd have
Just
been a
lifted,
good speed. Was that
lifted.
pre-chicane
Yeah,
as well, was it?
Yeah, pre-chicane, yeah. So high speed, yeah.
So you'd be...
But the car's obviously aerodynamically really good. But from F3, because the fastest thing I'd driven at that point is F3, so it's a big step.
Yeah.
So that's the hard challenge when you go to a car like that, is how fast they are in the fast corners. In the slow corners, they're about the same.
Right.
The second gear corner, they're pretty similar.
Right.
But in the 6th gear corner, they're a lot faster.
Yeah. So it's just
The power, you soon get used to the power, but it's the fast cornering speed and the braking as well. The braking from high speed is very short. And
what sort of pressure are you going to need to be putting on the
as
pedal
much
on
as
those?
you
Just as much as you could physically do.
I don't know if we used to measure bar. Now they're all about bar. I couldn't tell you what my bar was, but it used to be 5.5 G inline.
Is it?
Yeah, stopping. Yeah, you'd come out of the seat.
Really?
Yeah, you could. You always felt like you lifted out of the seat.
Really? Yeah.
Pretty much, you could push the pedal as hard as you could push it. Yeah. So
you ended up doing.
Nice car.
That's a nice shot.
Nice looking car. Yeah.
Proper, mate. It's nice to have those shots in there.
So there was a guy. I think these shots are from a friend of a friend that just turned up on the day there.
Oh really?
I believe so. Yeah.
Just rocked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you ended up doing Jordan stuff, a bit of Tyrrell.
That's
stuff
the Tyrrell.
as well,
So that's the same year. At the end of when I'd won F3, Ken Tyrrell very kindly and without any prompt. He phoned me and said, come and have a tryout at Silverstone. And they hired Silverstone Grand Prix just for me. We were the only car there.
No way.
Which is quite a big, I mean,
Yeah.
I know how much money that costs now. So for a small, relatively unsponsored team like that, that's quite a big undertaking. And it was only us there.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that was cool.
So that was my first go, actually. That was before I drove the Williams.
Oh,
that was my first go.
So first test of
and
an
that car was manual gearbox. It was the last ever one with manual gearbox.
Yeah.
In fact, that year they were the only one still with a manual gear stick.
It's funny actually, when I talked to Mika Salo,
Yeah.
he was very impressed with the Tyrrell team. He said
Yeah.
they were a great little tight-knit team. Yes, they didn't have the most money. They didn't have the biggest...
proper old
the
school
best,
team.
you know,
but
engines, but...
true racers, yeah. The engine was Yamaha. It wasn't that good. I mean, not that I knew anything at that stage. That's the first time I'd gone in a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
Good enough to me, but subsequently it wasn't that competitive an engine. But it was just really nice and touching that Ken Tyrrell would
Just out of the
do
blue.
that to try me out. They needed some money for the second seat, and we didn't have. So sadly, it didn't go further than that. And the worst part about the day was it was torrential rain all day.
Right,
And we had to stop running, in fact, because it got too wet.
Oh, bummer.
So what do you learn? He doesn't really know, does he?
Yeah. And if you haven't got the bit of budget
what's wet,
as well.
Wet's different every day, so you can't really...
Yeah, it can change like 10 minutes later and it's 2 seconds quicker.
It was actually too wet. We had to stop running, so it was aquaplaning up the back. So
nice opportunity, though.
Yeah.
And
So
nice,
that was
nice to feel.
flattering, yeah.
Yeah, mega.
That's the same
you
day,
can see how wet it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ended up with Jordan then. So you were officially a Jordan.
So around the same
driver.
time, Eddie Jordan had contacted me, I think sort of August, September, to see if I was up for being their test driver. And they, as we know, they had a good competitive car at that time. Were making a name for themselves. So that's the way we went without enough money to do Formula 3000. I think PSR kept the same two drivers in Formula 3000, so there was no slot there.
Right.
It was about £500,000, I think.
Who was in F3000? It was Gilles de Ferran and DC?
A French driver.
Oh.
93, David was already in... No, David got in Formula 1 after Senna passed away.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So he was already F1 test driver.
Yeah.
Gilles and... I want to say Panis, but it wasn't. It was a French driver, but it wasn't Panis.
Right. Not Gilles Bouillon or something like that, was it?
Policand, somebody like that. Anyway, I don't think it was Panis. They had a French driver. Yeah. Anyway, there was no seat there.
Right.
I did a few tests. I did tests for Nordic at Silverstone, and I drove one at Supernova. I drove at
Supernova. That's a blast
a
from
year
the
out. That's
past.
after this.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. That's the next year. That's after I'd done touring cars.
Right.
Yeah. So we went that way. Around the same time, I'd got some Japanese teams talking to me to do Formula Nippon. I'd been to Japan because we used to, after Macau, we used to go and do a race at Fuji the week after. Yeah, so all the same circus used to go to Fuji. They don't do that anymore. I didn't really enjoy Japan much, and I felt it very alien place, as it kind of still is, really, although it's less alien than it used to be. So I didn't fancy that. I went that way.
Bit different from Tamworth then.
Yeah, I didn't really have the taste for that, so I went that way. In retrospect, and we can all be geniuses, can't we? It was probably a mistake. Again, going back to your Salo, I watched your Mika Salo one. You look at all the names that were there then.
Yeah.
Half of those people ended up in Formula 1.
Yeah, and they were making some good dough out of it.
Yeah, they were getting paid there, and
Yeah.
then they went to Formula 1.
Yeah.
Eddie Irvine took a pay cut to go to Formula 1.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
But he probably saw the
He
opportunity
took
at a
less
later
money
date.
to do Formula 1
Isn't that
than
funny?
what he was on in 3000, because the prize money used to be really big as well.
They used to get prize money as
Yeah,
well then.
big.
So did you get a standard retainer back then?
They were paid, all the name drivers were paid, and they got mega prize money. And you used to get, and I had this, again, I ended up racing in Japan a few years later. You used to get sort of unspoken bonuses if you did well.
Right.
None of it was in your contract, but you'd get an envelope literally at the end of the weekend if you won.
With 3 million
Cash.
yen in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing, though.
that's the way we went, and it was a good car. Unfortunately, we didn't test enough for me to show what I could do. You know, the team didn't have enough testing. It wasn't like it is now, where they had full-time test teams. I think McLaren did, and Ferrari did,
Right.
and Williams, probably only those three. I think.
But for Jordan, it was just the race team.
It was the race cars, yeah.
Yeah.
So what used to happen, it happened more than once, was we'd have a test day, I'd be slated to drive, and then the night before, somebody would phone me up and say, Eddie wants to do it, or Rubens wants to do it, because they're not getting any testing. So I used to get pushed out by the drivers, which is understandable, but doesn't really help your cause, does it?
A bit frustrating.
Yeah.
I saw on one of the articles that you did get a good shot going head to head with, or on the same day at least, with Eddie, and you were trading times with him.
They were all. Whenever I drove, they were all there.
Right.
The other teams as well.
Right.
Yeah. There was. So I think the last time I drove the car was me and Eddie, and I was quicker than him all year. I wasn't fit enough in the beginning to drive the car fast enough for long enough.
Right.
Yeah, this is before the days of everybody being fit. If you remember, Schumacher was the first one who set that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did, yeah.
So we're around that time now, 94, where he was head and shoulders fitter, because for the rest of us, it used to be just driving.
Yeah, just race
so
fit,
he moved it up
Mario
a level.
Andretti used to say, yeah.
It was too big a step from F3 to one of those, so I realised quite early on I wasn't fit enough, but I got fit. And by the end, I could drive all day.
And your pace was
so that last
equal
day,
to
I was
Irvine.
quicker than Irvine all day. Yeah, the whole day. And then we came to the end of the day, and he put a set of tyres on. It was at Silverstone, and I'd been on top most of the day. We've been going like this, and then he pipped me, and then his engineer tried to stop my guy from putting new tyres on at like 10 to 5.
Right.
Because he'd just gone quicker, and this was the stuff they do.
Bit of psychology.
Yeah, within there. Well, not psychology.
Tell us about
he just tried to stop, and then. So my engineer, the guy running my car, won that battle, and then I'm going to get in the car and I've got no gloves. Couldn't find my gloves. Eddie had hidden my gloves to stop me, because it's now past 10 to 5, so like he's on top and we've got 10 minutes left, and he hid my gloves. Anyway, I found them. I would have gone with no gloves, but I found them anyway, and I ended up on top.
Did you?
Yeah, I went quicker again,
Yeah.
So that was the last time I ever drove that car. But they kept both the drivers for the next year, and they, you can't disagree, they were doing a great job, both of them.
Yeah.
Why would they change?
Yeah, unless you've got a budget to go and bring to it
got
something
some money.
extra.
Rubens had got backing. Eddie, if you remember at that time, the Marlborough guy was Irish. The guy that gave out the Marlborough money was
so
Irish.
he was
So Eddie
helping
had
out
got
a bit
him as an ally. So
Right,
again,
I see.
Yeah, you can't compete with those things. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
If one of them had moved on, maybe it would have been different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah.